Good night. Welcome to another special episode of 758 Sports Talk. A very packed weekend, a very exciting weekend in sports, both locally, regionally, and internationally. Of course, on Saturday night, we saw veterans action in Vieux-Fort at the Philip Master Grounds, to be exact. We also saw earlier, we saw the netball St. Lucia pretty much getting things off for 2019 with a very nice little match down to the VG Sports Complex and the opening of the Independence Classic, the Netball Independence Classic. And we'll have some pictures from this event we're going to show you guys in a little bit. The weekend we also saw the West Indies doing very well against England. England ranked 3 in the world. West Indies ranked 7 in the world. And to put it in our local palace, we give them a chalet. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. But first, the St. Lucia Basketball Federation, they hosted their basketball awards, first ever basketball awards. And from all indications, a very successful event for the first time. And I just want to read through some of the press release. And of course, we'll feature this story in tomorrow night's Sportscast for you guys. The information came in a little bit late, so we'll have it in tomorrow night's Sportscast. So the 2018, that should be CBL Outstanding Awards. Giant St. Clair had the most blocks. We had Raimo Geese, most steals and the most assists. The most rebounds went to none other, Marcian Cauldron, of course. Most points, Andre Louison. And that's the 2017 awards. I guess they were giving awards from as way back as 2017. In 2018, the awards, the under-15 Female Basketballer of the Year, no surprise at all. Maya George, of course, she represented St. Lucia at the Windward Island Games and also at the regional 3x3 competition, and she won the regional best player of the competition. So no surprise there for me. She should have at least been a candidate for Junior Female Sportswoman of the Year. Hopefully that is rectified. I have a little bit more information for you guys on Sports Awards a little bit later on as well. The Under-19 Male Basketballer of the Year went to none other, Jean-Pierre Frederick. No surprise there. The Senior Male Basketballer of the Year was Troy Louison. Yes, beating out his brother, Andre Louison. Not much of a difference in terms of the abilities of the two, but Troy, of course, having a better year according to those making the recommendation. The 2018 MVP of the regular season for Commercial Basketball League was Troy Louison. Of course, the team awards, none other than Cots Jets. Of course, the club of the year in basketball. And for a number of years, if that award was present for the last 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years, Cots Jets would have been the winner or in the mix. Of course, the rivalry with VBCC, one that we saw for a number of years, but Cots Jets coming out on top of winning that award. The team of the year was the 3x3, the 3x3 under-19 female team, featured Maya George, Jemaya Everest, Cleosha Baptiste, and Faith Chitoli. These ladies definitely made us proud. Both times they represented St. Lucia, they did well for us. And of course, that was the basketball team of the year. No surprise there. They did sponsors awards, and of course, they recognized Real Foods, St. Lucia Olympic Committee, Ministry of Youth Development and Sports. They also recognized the media, which is very interesting. Of course, really nice to do that. Smart to do that. Velika and the guys, very smart to do that. Mr. Anthony Duboville, of course, always there at the basketball competitions, whether it's commercial, whether it's the league, whether it is schools. Mr. Anthony Duboville, and of course, Mr. Dave Pascal is always there. Of course, St. Lucia Sports Online, Vibe Radio in the mix for coverage for the year 2017 and of course 2018, and it will continue. DBS TV as well continue in the future as long as God gives us strength. All right. So definitely they thanked certain individuals, Eva Williams, Gabriel English, Ron Dumerville. These are individuals that are instrumental in keeping the sport of basketball flowing and developing. Of course, Gabriel English doing his thing with the St. Lucia Basketball Academy, and Ron Dumerville. If you're in the Central Castries area, and you want to do any development of basketball, you have a young basketball prospect in a school, Ron Dumoville is a guy to contact in that area, and he will definitely provide that support for and a development for your young basketballer, guaranteed. And of course, the Gabriel Inglis up north, the Grosley area for sure. Jermaine Thomas, a female basketball coach for the Windward Islands team, was also recognized. Hewan Edwin, coach longest winning streak in commercial basketball for Peter and Company. He was also recognized. So the guest speaker was Honorable Mrs. Fortuna Belrose. MC Scuddy, Kendall Scuddy Eugene, was on the ones and twos. And of course, from all indications, a very, very good awards ceremony. So definitely congratulations to the St. Lucia Basketball Federation for putting on this activity. We hope to have it every year. And of course, I've made recommendations for Saturday night not being the best night to have an award ceremony, especially with everything going on. We could use Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. There's nothing else going on. You could get the full attention of the media. I think I've said that to all individual groups who want to get maximum participation. All right. So we also saw the commencement of the netball season. And normally the Independence Classic, the Netball Independence Classic, held in collaboration with our anniversary of independence. And so we have 40 years, and they did a very, very nice job in terms of hosting. Mrs. Rufina Paul and the crew definitely putting on a little show there. Now, I was able to get to the Netball Classic, the first game, and of course the opening ceremony. There's so much going on, running up and down, especially on a Saturday. I was able to take some pictures, and of course I could bring you the opening of the netball season 2019. Let's take a look.
Go down, my girl. Baila, mami, mami. Baila, mami, mami. Baila, mami, mami. Baila. Bear gal inna the army. When we step in at the party, I wanna up on a yardie. Watch me dancing on you. Music like a lot I don't know. I don't be age so I get low. I know you want me how you act so when I wine fast, wine slow. All the man say, girl, I'm your fast so. La body fuego, la body drop low. You set the place on fire, I'll go. Baila, mami, mami. Go, baila, mami, mami. Baila, mami, mami. Go, baila. You put the fire on me body. Go, back it up, go, back it up. Take it slow, no rush. We ain't leaving till the morning. Fire on me body. Go, back it up, go, back it up. Fire on me body. Fire on me, fire on me. Real bass in my heartbeat. Don't chase what I can't keep. Don't hate me cause me dirty. Cause me dirty for true. Let's talk in the friend zone. More chicken on your hip bone. Shot to the blood strong. Got me wild. All the man say I love your bad soul. That body fuego. That body drop low. You set the place on fire. I'll go. Baila, mami, mami. Go, baila, mami, mami. Go, baila, mami, mami. Go, baila. You put the fire on me body. Go, back it up, go, back it up. Take it slow, no rush. We ain't leaving till the morning. Fire on me
All right. Netball action. Of course, you can catch some more of the competition. Of course, we within the actual fixture. If you can get a table of the, just a nice little flyer, we will post that on St. Lucia Sports Online. So Marvelyn Walters, the PR Netball St. Lucia, put that on there so we can definitely get the more than almost 11,000 followers for St. Lucia on St. Lucia Sports Online. We can get them that information as soon as they go on the website, so they know when and what times those games are being played. So Netball Independence Classic on the way. Of course, all the games are being played at the VG. Well, I should say most. I'm not sure if they're going to shift some of the games to the outskirts, but from my information, games are being played at the VG Sports Complex. So go out and support the ladies, man. They're doing their thing. The ladies in netball have been representing us very, very well. And if you caught our news piece, you would have heard Mrs. Rufina Paul making mention of the fact that there is just a lot of talent in netball in St. Lucia. So well done, guys. Keep up the good work. There's a lot to be done in netball in the coming year for sure. All right, so on Friday, there was an unfortunate incident. And of course, the organizers of futsal, the corporate futsal competition, they contacted me early in terms of putting the information out there for this competition. And Friday was supposed to be the commencement of the futsal competition in St. Lucia. And I was all excited. I got ready, drove down to the Bosejo indoor facility, and there was no futsal. And of course, the organizers need to ensure that they let the audience, because a lot of individuals in St. Lucia follow futsal, they would have want to know what's going on. And so we have on the line Mr. Ronald Imanas, who is pretty much organizing this competition. Mr. Imanas, you here with us?
How you doing?
How you doing, sir?
Not too bad.
Good evening. Good evening. So,
yeah, good evening.
Corporate futsal competition. Tell us what happened on Friday.
Well, on Friday, as you said, we were supposed to commence our opening matches of the premier corporate futsal, and on reaching the stadium, the security guys at Sports Indonesia Inc. attempted to put on the lights, and it dawned onto them that there was no power. So we had to reach out to the administrative assistant at Sports Indonesia Inc. And she was even shocked to know that there was no power, because nobody called and informed her that there was no connectivity at the stadium. So I reached out to her today. We had a nice chat, and then she explained the situation to me, that there is electrical problems.
Okay.
And that an inspection was done, I believe, by Ministry of Infrastructure. And based on their investigation, it appears that the indoor facility is not safe for use at this current time.
Okay. So
she was unable to give me a definite time as to when it will be available, but she assured me that as soon as she gets that information, she's going to reach out to us and let us know when we can recommence the competition.
Well, actually, start the commence the competition, because we did
That's right.
Okay, so in terms of before that, because even on the way, when I was driving back, some individuals were slowing down, because when you applying that route through Kaimaje, you have to slow down, and individuals were still heading up there. So previous to that day, because we advertised that for the entire week, was there any indication that there were some electrical problems or anything?
No, there was no indication. I spoke to the administrative assistant throughout the day, ensuring that everything is good. She informed me that one of her staff said that there was electricity up until 4 p.m. So she, corroborated that story this morning to ensure that this colleague was telling the truth, and she was telling the truth. It looks like the temporary connection or whatever it was, that it expired after 4 on Friday.
Wow. So unfortunate for your competition. So pretty much you got the news that you're unable to go for the night. What was your recourse? What was the next thing you would have to do? Because you have that competition, it's advertised, and a lot of people are looking forward for it.
Oh yes, we have like 24 companies registered, and they spread across, different they have hospitality,
Yeah, because you have teachers, you have flow, you have
it's a nice mix.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit unfortunate. I mean, the teams are disappointed. I mean, a lot of the teams, were really eager to play their opening games, and it was just a sad day on Friday. So we just had to make the tough call, reached out to all the teams who had to play that night and the following night, and reached out through our PR person, Ezra, to just put the word out there.
All right. Well, persons know of the competition. What's next for you? I mean, as the organizer of the competition, where does that leave you, and where does that leave the other 24 teams that you spoke of, and what's going to happen from today? Well,
I'm at the mercy of the authorities who have to look at the situation at the indoor facility. So the administrative assistant at Sports Indonesia Inc. has assured me that as soon as she gets word, she's going to reach out to us. So that's the best we can do right now, and I'll just reach out to the teams tomorrow via email and telephone calls, that we just need to keep them on high alert as to when we can commence the competition.
All right, Mr. Emanuel, anything else? Last pitch to all the teams and the supporters about the competition. Tell them a little bit more about it and what you expect when it gets off the ground.
Well, we expect a lot of excitement. I mean, the sport has been growing since 2015, and I think it has peaked last year. So it has a lot of interest, and we had an overwhelming amount of teams registering. We even had to tell some teams, registration is closed and they need to wait for I think there's another one coming after hours. So it's really, really, really an exciting sport. And we had some lovely sponsors on board. We had My Kind of Travel, we had Flow, we had ZP Freight, we had, on the top of my head, these are those sponsors, forgive me if I forget any.
You say had. I hope you've been have going forward.
Yeah, we have plans of getting more. So,
okay.
So, it may work out in our favor that, more sponsors will come on board. And I just want to urge all the teams, to bear some patience, man. Futsal will be back and running again soon.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Emanuel, and all the best with your competition. I definitely look forward to giving you maximum coverage for this futsal event. The good thing about this competition, it's coming after veterans, so you will actually get my attention. The veterans just so hot this year. Anytime before that, you would have been in grass, but you're good.
For sure.
All right, so all the best, sir. Thanks for your time.
Too.
All right, so that's Ronald Emanuel, of course, the organizer of the premier futsal competition. It was scheduled to get off on a Friday, but some unforeseen circumstances, as it just described, really did not allow for that competition to take place. Competition that did take place on the weekend was the most exciting weekend of veterans football that I've ever seen. And guess what? I didn't even get to see Sunday. Saturday night was absolutely just the best night of veterans football that I have seen in the 7 years of the veterans football existence. So we'll get into that in a little bit after the break. Of course, we have pictures, we have images, we have everything for you guys, and we'll show you what happened. But on the weekend, West Indies, they defeated England by 381 runs, the highest winning total or difference or margin of victory at the Kensington Oval between those two teams in history. Of course, Jason Holder, as we read through our sports, propelled himself to the #1 all-rounder in the world. That 202, of course, largely considered a bowling all-rounder, doing his thing with the bat, pretty much put him up there as the #1 in the world. The Bajans, all of them, they came out pretty much to prove that they deserve to have a Bajan West Indies team, as we've described it in the sport fraternity, and they did their thing. Now, we're going to go to our sports class a moment, and of course, we had to pretty much do it in concert with West Indies' achievement, and of course, we go into Antigua on Thursday. West Indies will be moving to Antigua in that second test, crucial test against England in Antigua. A sports class moment. The genius. Sir, he's from Trinidad and Tobago, so he will never be knighted, but I always say, Sir Brian Charles Lara, 400 not out in Antigua, breaking the record that was broken because he scored 365. somebody broke it. Matthew Hayden scored 385. He came back, scored 400 not out. Sports class moment. Take a look.
They weren't wrong. Having spent enough time in the centre, Lara began to stroke the ball with his customary flourish. And once he hit the zone, there was no stopping Brian Charles Lara.
Lara's down the ground. That's going to be his first six. There it is. A flame all around the ground. Well, that's a wonderful response from Lara. That's gone away for 250 for Brian Lara. Wins it up in the most majestic of fashions. And he keeps going on and on and on. Great shot. More than enough time on this pitch for Lara to swing himself into position. There he goes. That's a 300 for Lara. We'll get there comfortably. Seconds of a century for Brian Lara, and he's happy. Well, just to finish things off. Yeah, I was saying he's very tired, poor fellow. So, Brian Lara reaches another milestone. 350 not out. Good down on that. And there he goes, right where the fielder came from. That's goal. That's gone a long, long way. It's gone into the vicinity of the chest pavilion for six. And it draws the Brian Lara level with the current record holder Matthew Hayden.
That to me is where Brian Lara scores over Sachin Tendulkar. On the threshold of an important milestone, he goes to 380 with a 6. Something that today Sachin Tendulkar would never look to do. So Brian Lara has maintained his original style of batting. The Caribbean flavor is still there in Brian Lara.
There it is. The world record has fallen once again to Brian Charles Lara of Trinidad and Tobago and the West Indies. The second time in his career that he's broken this record. And what a moment of history this is, a repeat performance. 10 years ago, he said it, and he's done it again at the very ground.
The Caribbean juggernaut was not ready to stop. Lara put his head down to carry on and reach a milestone that no cricketer in history had reached before.
Batting to Lara. There goes the sweep. There it is. That's the most significant single ever in the history of Test match cricket. Brian Charles Lara becomes the first man in the history of the game to register a score of 400.
Awards very soon, coming up very soon. Let me see if I just get that for you guys. I got an announcement on the upcoming awards that on Wednesday they will be having a press briefing for the upcoming National Sports Awards, the 39th edition of the Sports Awards. Of course, we have 40 years, but Sports Awards started a year after, so the 39th edition of the Sports Award. So once we get that information on Wednesday, the entire media will be getting the shortlist of individuals that may be awarded at that ceremony. So we look forward to that. Once we get that information, we'll definitely pass it on to every single one of you guys. All right. The Ministry of Youth Development and Sports is continuing its preparations for the hosting of the annual Sports Award ceremony, which will take place on Saturday, February 16th, 2019. So the press briefing has been planned for Wednesday, January 30th. So all the sports organization, the sports fraternity, the sports broadcasting fraternity, they are informed. They should have received that email. The press briefing, it is at the conference room of the ministry starting at 10 a.m. They are invited. The main highlights will be the announcement of nominees who have been shortlisted for the prestigious awards during the ceremony. All right. So definitely you could look out for that information on DBS Sports from Thursday night. And we will definitely feature the nominees on the following Monday. All right. So we do a break. We'll take our break. And when we come back, of course, veterans action on the weekend. A lot to get into. We'll be right back. All right, so welcome back to 758 Sports Talk, and we have some persons messaging. Of course, the number to message is 4880929. It's not even on the screen yet. Junior, perhaps you can put it on the screen, but individuals that are regular followers actually message before we actually put the number up. All right, somebody says, Somebody's asking if they can't play day games for futsal. Futsal is a corporate competition, my brother. During the day, people are most likely at work. You should be at work as well. So that would be very difficult to execute. All right, somebody says congrats to West Indies, but we know it was a one-time thing. Let me tell you, people don't have faith in my West Indies team, but we'll see what happens here coming up soon. All right, so Veterans football action. We saw the semi-finals of the main championship, the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup, on Sunday. It's just a flip to what we're used to. So we had Grosile coming up against Flow Lancers in that first game, and I think everybody know by now that I was absolutely beyond confident that Grosile, the margin of victory that Flow Lancers got, I had pretty much Grosile getting that margin of victory, but that didn't happen. In the second game, again, an absolute shock of a result. We see in Miku pretty much outlasting by the penalty kicks Central Viewfort. Now, on the Sunday, saw the Plate Championship, and for years we've been talking about the Dennery All Blacks and the fact that they play football, but they cannot seem to finish in the final third. But they were able to do it this time, and tonight I have with me the manager, the coach, the player, the Minister of Tutbagai Dennery All Blacks, Mr. Hendricks Constable on the line. How you doing, sir?
Good night, Kenson. Good night, viewers. Good night, listeners.
All right.
I'm doing good, Kenson. I'm doing good.
All right. How is the family? How's my girlfriend?
Everybody's doing fine, Kenson. Everybody's good. Everybody's happy, after that victory last night. It has really boosted us.
Definitely. Very happy for you guys. Very happy. Tell us a little bit about the work going into this year's competition for the Dennery All Blacks.
As you realize, this year we started a bit slow. We started on a losing note, and then we came back, we won, and we lost. But from the time we got into the quarterfinals of the Plate, the guy said, look, we have gone down, we're going to go all the way. We worked at it, and from the time we defeated the Valley, the confidence built up a little more. So the players were more confident, they were more relaxed now going into the semifinals last night. Although we threw a couple of chances again, but we were able to come back after we got enough scored and to defeat them 3-1.
Absolutely, very well said. Of course, Dennery All Blacks, Dennery just historically as a community, they've always done well in football. But for the last couple of years, we've just not seen any quality coming out from Dennery. And I guess the senior men, I guess they're supposed to pretty much bring back that luck to the Dennery community. How important is it for you guys to actually come out victorious in that final this weekend? It's a plus. For the community, it's a plus because, as you said, for the past years, you have not really actually brought in anything. And going into that final, nothing less but a victory for us would be great. It would be giving back the community something which we have lost for a while. And with the couple of guys we have right now who have played the level of the senior football and coming into the veteran football, I think everybody will appreciate what we have, the distance we have reached into this tournament for now. All right, absolutely. So tell us what's going to happen this week in terms of preparation for that final. What will you be doing this week?
This week we're not going to be working too hard because we have a few injuries. We're going to lighten up on the training. We're going to cure our injuries as much as possible and get the guys ready for Saturday. I'm hoping that everybody will be okay and we can come against Labrie. Knowing that Labrie, the first game we played against Labrie, we were defeated 1-0. And our last game in the tournament is against that same Labrie. Yeah. Just imagine that. So pretty much we have a score to set with Labrie. We're not going to be complacent and decide, look, we're going to just run after them and then gain a victory. We have to play for the victory. And we're going to play the best football that we can. But as you said, for the past years we have been getting there, knocking the ball around, but yet still not getting the back of the nets. But with the composure we have now, I think we are able to get the back of the net even more often than before. As you realize, the quarterfinals we scored 2, the semi-finals we scored 3, so that means every game we go 1 up.
So you're hoping to score 4 against Labrie.
I'm not saying that, but if it happens, we'll take it definitely.
All right. So what's the overall feeling in the Dennery village? Of course, we're trying to see if all of Dennery will come down to view for this weekend. So what's the atmosphere like?
Well, I'm not really gone to the village yet because after last night I was already tired. I took my rest. But hopefully tomorrow when I go down to the field, we're definitely going to try to get persons, to come and support us, especially our club members,
Yeah.
And as you realize, when we go out, we always have our small entourage with us everywhere we go. So we're hoping that person would come and give us the extra support that we need on Saturday to go through, So we will see how it goes. We'll pass the word around, at least encourage persons to travel with us and stuff like that.
All right, finally, Constable James Prosper, very, very important player at the back, of course, the leader on the field. How is he doing? Is he one of those nursing injuries, or is he ready to go for that final?
James, as you said, I think that's the backbone. And pretty much he has really carried that team on his back from behind. I don't want to leave out other players, but James is, as you said, is the backbone. That's the key. That's the key player. He has a slight niggle, not anything to talk about. He is ready. He is pumped. I think everybody's pumped. We have Benson. We have Franklin. We have Mark. These guys are ready. We have Cotton Colimo. These guys are ready. These guys told me, look, once you see we get through that semifinals, we are going to make it all the way. And believe me, Kenson, we're going to come out, and we're going to come out prepared on Saturday.
All right. Congratulations on your victory, and all the best this week in terms of your preparation. And, of course, good luck in the final.
Yeah, thanks very much, and a blessed night to you and all the listeners.
All right. Of course, that was Hendricks Constable, of course, the manager, player, coach, Tutbagay for Dennery All Blacks. And, of course, you see him involved with the league. You see him involved with the youth team. You see him involved in all facets of football in that area. Of course, the DJ Dunga Mackerson Cup coming soon. You will see he again being instrumental in ensuring that this tournament is executed to the level that we know that football tournament is at right now. All right. Somebody asked, does it really matter if it was a one-time thing? I guess they're talking about West Indies. The point is they won. I'll read the balance of that in a little bit. But for now, of course, images from Viewfort. Let me tell you, absolute keenly contested encounters in veterans football. Most individuals were glued because it was nail-biting stuff at the Philip Master grounds. Pictures and images. And after that, we'll take a break and we'll introduce our guests. Let's take a look.
Let me go, veterans! There is got the goal! Veterans come out to play! Come out to play! Come out to play! Come out to play! There is got the goal! Veterans leading the way! Veterans in town, we don't come here to clown. When you see we touch down, tell them youngsters sit down. When we on the field, don't take we for fool, cause we coming out to score our goal. Veterans kick it and kick it and kick it in the goal. Veterans kick it and kick it and kick it in the goal. Let me score the goal. Let me go. Veterans come out to play. Come out to play. Come out to play. Come out to play. Let me score the goal. Let me go. Veterans leading the way. Veterans in town, we ready, tell them to come. Get in position, call the whole battalion. I want you to hold it, veteran, we are number one. We doing what we love, that's why we are champions. Veterans kick it and kick it and kick it in the goal. Veterans kick it and kick it and kick it in the goal. Let me score the goal. Veterans come out to play. Come out to play. Come out to play. Come out to play. Let me score the goal. Veterans leading the way. Home to them. You know which week it is, representing for the veterans. Dude! Are you ready? We can't wait for carnival, drinking rum and getting on, roaming all over the town. That is how we are with fun. Whoa, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Well, foreigners from all over, coming down to Grenada. Yes, they like in the job. Yes, they like in Spice Mass. Whoa, ooh yeah, whoa. Grenada's fully well. They can't wait for us to come. They can't wait for us to come. And you come. Split the rum, bring the gas. They can't wait for us to come. Oh, they can't wait for us to come.
On the road is every day, and we can't wait
for carnival. Drinking rum and getting on, roaming all over the town. That is how we are with fun. Ooh, ooh yeah, ooh, ooh yeah. Well, foreigners from all over coming down to Grenada. Yes, they like in the job. Yes, they like you spice mass. Ooh, ooh yeah, ooh. Grenada, Tony, they can't wait for us to come. They can't wait for us to come. Oh, you come. Look me up, bring the girls. They can't wait for us to come. Oh, they can't wait for us to come. Oh, you come. Look me up, look the girls. Get in your section, get in your direction. Get in your section, get in your direction. Follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Get in your section, get in your direction. Get in your section, get in your direction. Follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. Follow the mass going, and we going, and we going. You tell we started, so let we started. And when we started, begging to stop it. They say the job is ahead, it's taking up space. And this is we place. Your levels are spinning around. Everybody here to get drunk. Traffic blocking up in the road. People still don't want tobacco. Never too drunk. Have 3 girls, 4 bottles. A hard run, 5 hours. Still master. And we just can't calm down. We can't wait for carnival. Drinking rum and getting on. Roaming all over the town. That is how we are with fun. Ooh, ooh yeah. Ooh, ooh yeah. Well, foreigners from all over coming down to Grenada. Yes, they like in the job. Yes, they like you spice mass. Ooh, ooh yeah. Ooh, Grenada, Tony, they can't wait for us to come. They can't plenty away. Micro alone is empty away. The band that we have is unbreakable for the long term. It's not temporary. So hands up. If you love family, show me your hand if it's run away. Don't follow me cause technically all the way is way.
Well, let me tell you one time, family is family and they're different from bloodline. Some say them is blood but them don't want to see the sunshine. Family don't ever afraid to have your back at all time. Tell them and the friends. We frontin'.
Liku into the finals. Veterans 2018 upsetting Beaufort Central. In Beaufort Central, unbelievable scenes here. Unbelievable scenes at the Philip Master ground. Liku have done what many people did not predict. Absolutely crazy scenes at the Philip Master ground in Beaufort. Of course, welcome back to 758 Sports Talk, and we're discussing veterans football, the final. After weeks of a competition, the final is finally here. That's why it's a final. This weekend we have two of them. We have the Flow Play Championship, and then we have the main championship, the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. And so tonight I have to my far right the CEO of Veterans in Sports Inc., Mr. Alvin Malacan, and of course to his left, absolute legend, the most accomplished local or St. Lucian footballer in our history, most decorated, played in Europe, played in the Caribbean, played in St. Lucia, played in Africa. I think he played in Bhutan for a little bit. He played everywhere, or representing and carrying a flag, Mr. Earl. They call him Ball Hog Jean. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Malacan, Veterans 2018-2019, of course, a special edition.
Yeah, it has been. It has been. Good night, viewers, again. It has been very special. I think all the teams have really enjoyed it. I think from the start of the tournament, I think nobody could have predicted where we'd be you know, moving into the grand finals. It will be an exciting finals weekend. You know, all the teams played well. You had a lot of surprises. You had former champions going out. You had teams who you thought would have won. Favorite teams, you know. Yeah, going to be playing each other.
Yeah.
You know, this weekend. You know, so the tournament, I think, have really lived up, you know, to expectations this year. It has been really exciting and it has been fun to watch.
Definitely. Mr. Shah, of course, playing this year for the first time in this competition.
Yes. Once again, I don't know how many times I have to say to Malakan, thanks so much, because the tournament is just amazing, you know. My first experience, and it has been an amazing one, you know. It was tough going out that way, you know, and I hope they didn't show the clip. You know, but it happens in football, and I was always confident that you're going to score. But I think the game was well played. Miko played really well. You know, they defended really well. You know, and they deserve to be where they are, because you know the luck ran the way too. You know, but the tournament was amazing. I think it's going on really well. You know, upsets. How do I say that? I don't know even.
Because you see, from the World Cup until anything that started from last year, just upsets upon upsets, and it went into veterans.
The important thing is that the crowds, they are enjoying it. You know, people are enjoying the football. The teams, Denry did well. You know, Lancers, Labry, Grosley, you know, was another surprise to me. You know, but so long as you have the people enjoying it, which is what veterans is about, everybody enjoying, you know, the tournament, and that's good to see. It's pleasing, really, really pleasing.
So what is it like tipping up with, let's just say, in the semi-finals with the likes of Titus Titi Elva, you had Valencius Joseph, you had Rato, you had Butu, you had the whole squad. What was it like playing with these guys in that competition?
No,
again,
like I said, it's been a while since I've been back home playing with the guys, and Valencius, Titi, you know, I played with them. Butu, I played with them. Years of hard work, you know, and camaraderie between us, and it was really even Bosco, you know, playing with Bosco, which is Malakan supposed to be my manager. I think Bosco is my agent right now, so there's a fight for that. But playing with them, it has been, you know, a good feeling. I've been enjoying it, because it's always good to be back, you know, with the guys, playing with the guys. And although we had so many injuries on that day, you know, it took away from the team, because we were the marquee players in that game. And it took a bit out of us because Titi was injured. That's why he didn't play the quarterfinals. You know, and Butu had an injury. You know, I came back with some injuries, but if you don't have injuries as a veteran, then something is wrong. You're not a veteran. So it was all good. It was good. It happened, you know, and but I enjoyed the atmosphere. I enjoy everything. I'm happy that Malakan convinced me to come back and play, you know, and I will be back. I need to win this tournament.
All right,
So I need to win it. So I'll be
the
back.
same team, or are you going to move up now? Let me tell you, let me tell you, people stopped me in town. Why Molo get play for Flo Lancers? Why you not playing for VS or one of the Castro's team to be not luckily?
I still have the rights, you know.
Malakan has the rights. Like I said, when over the years, TT have been playing with me in Trinidad, in Barbados. We won the Barbados Championship for the first time last year. And TT has won it with me in Trinidad, I think, twice or three times. And I always promised him that I would come back and play. But I tell him, if I come back home, it's Leclerc first. Or if I have to go, maybe CARICOM Masters or behind the college, who are the guys I play with. And then he tell me, no, if I'm coming and support you, you need to come and support me. And that's my boy. So I had to come out and try to give him that. But I'll be back until Malakan signs the contracts and see what.
But it's all good. You know?
It's all good.
And we're encouraging, you know, the foreign-based players, you know, to come back, you know, and we have seen a lot this year. And it just lends itself to what we're trying to do with the tournament, you know, get well organized and then get it out there, you know, and players are willing to come back and play with, players they had played with before, to build back that camaraderie, get to where football was, a long time ago, so. And then we were doing well with it.
Definitely. Junior, definitely my phone is buzzing. People are telling me they don't see any of the football highlights. Let's get it going. Let's get some cover because and especially these because that was a dreaded penalty shootout between, of course, Central Viewfort, the overwhelming favorites. As a matter of fact, from the end of last year, when they played their final game, and I think they scored 7. I was like, my goodness, this team is going to be a team to look out for. And I pretty much, that's old ball hog there, kicking the ball and being saved by the custodian from Nico. Pure pandemonium at the Philip Master grounds. But Mr. Malakan, a different year in terms of the teams that we saw pretty much making it to the business end. Let's talk a little bit about Carrick Masters, for instance, your team, a team that the perennial business enders, to put it in this way, not being able to make it. But then we're seeing teams like Nico has always been good. Nico has always been on the fringes, but we're seeing them doing their thing, coming together, ensuring that they have good coaching, because we saw the return of Sir Alex, as they call him, Alien Posh Providence. How much of the coaching aspect is important to what we're seeing develop this year in veterans football?
I think it's very important, and the teams that are, let's say, moving to the quarterfinal stage, the semi-final stage, are teams that are well coached. The players are training, and I think and it's paying off. So even if it's veterans football, I think we need to still have proper conditioning. Yeah. And the conditioning is very important. And then being on the sidelines, I've heard persons, saying, but these guys don't look like veteran players. Yeah. Because the game, when you're out there and you're playing on this field, it is very fast, Yeah. So we watch it, we think it's veteran players, but the guys are moving, Really.
Let's talk a little bit about that game there. Grosley, what we're showing on TV, Grosley versus Flo Lancers. Grosley going on top in that encounter. They had about 2 other opportunities early in that game. I'm being objective, that they did not take advantage of. They had all the sort of possession, and then Flo Lancers just came and boom, 2 goals. What were your thoughts watching that game?
Well, I think this game, I'm not putting Flo Lancers FC down, because when we're talking about teams coming, and rebuilding and stepping up, I think Lancers is the perfect example. When we just started the tournaments, we couldn't even say, sometimes, Lancers could not even pull an 11. Yeah. We went through a year where we had banned them. And then through, the world's greatest Villain Edwards, they came back, they got reorganized.
Villain Edwards.
And I think Villain has really done a lot with the team, And this year, from, let's say for the past 3 years, Crazy has always been on the sideline. Yeah, this year he's finally a veteran. And then let me tell you, see this team, the discipline is showing, the organization, the hunger. You see that in Flo Lancers, and they have just been quietly creeping up, to the finals.
Absolutely, and they're doing their thing, and we just saw a wonder strike there from
Leslie Shalry.
Let me tell you, Tennyson took the mic and said that he's been playing for a while and he's not scored. Let me tell you, I have seen him make brilliant moves and that sort of thing, and not finish on the wing, but that night he was absolutely clinical.
As Malakan said about the fitness level of the veterans, you could see in the Gross Island game when they were dominating the game, and Lancers took over the game in the last 15-20 minutes. And you saw the stamina in them. That's
pretty much at the end of each half, you saw Lancers pretty much growing into the game.
Lancers played a smart game.
Very, very smart game. And they were able to come out victorious. I have some messages on there I need to get through before I go back on Ballog case. So what he says, man, I vexed, just can't believe a central out. Somebody says, now I missed the penalty. So somebody on your case. Somebody says, hi, Mr. Malakan. What are your top 4 prizes? Somebody wants to know what are your top 4 prizes. Somebody says, congratulations to Lancers football team. A good play will be with you all in Viewfort on Sunday. from Mrs. M. Kenyon. It don't mean missing in action. From Mrs. M, I think it was supposed to be Kenson. It don't mean missing in action. Okay, yeah, Kenson. So congratulations coming out to Lancers, and somebody's asking the top 4 prizes. I guess that was it. Is trying to do some accounting there.
Yeah. well, what I can say, and you know that's what makes the tournament so special. You know, nobody has ever. We ran 48 matches so far. None of the teams have asked what they're playing for.
Imagine
that. Yeah, you know,
just enjoying the game.
They're just enjoying the game, and that's what makes this tournament so special. You know, there are cash prizes. There are the most spectacular trophies in I would say in all the sports in team.
Yeah, some real nice.
Yeah, you know, so
when I display that, I'm
yeah,
like, wow.
so we have not even displayed the trophies as yet. Some are still coming in. But there's always the cash prize of $10,000, and I think we moved to 8. 5-3 in the Gold Cup. Okay. You know, as we go along, we're gonna finalize that by the end of the week. You know, but then I think the teams will be very happy with what we put forward. They have been for the past 8 years, and they'll continue to be happy with it. They trust the organizers, and I think that's what's special about this whole tournament. You know, it's not just about the money. And then when, you know, like we travel to Barbados and we see the teams and just enjoying the tournament, and our monetary prize is about 10 times what the international players are playing for. You know, not that they need anything. But then what it is, the game, you just want to enjoy the game, you know, and then I guess, yes, you're going to reap the benefits in the end, you know. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, but this weekend it should be fun.
And again, the it's not about the cash in the tournament. It's about, like we always say in veterans, it's about giving back, and we want the players to understand that too. The teams to understand that the importance of the players going back in the communities and doing stuff in the communities to try to energize and elevate the youngsters. And that's what we really want with the veterans.
Definitely. Elijah Joseph, of course, he played for Grosley. Of course, in Trinidad, I guess you all would see each other a lot. What was that conversation like between you two guys? Was there a hope that, boy, we're going to meet in the finals and all that sort of stuff? Talk to us a little bit about that.
There was the hope. That was the hope. That was the plan. We spoke about it. When I decided on coming back, I spoke to him and I told him, is he coming back? And he said, yes, you know, they want him to come back, so he's thinking about it. And I told him, you must come. You know, we have to come back and give. We were looking forward to meeting in the finals.
For sure. Yeah.
Now it has to be 3rd and 4th, which we are not accustomed to.
You're winners, you're champions.
But that's okay. That's okay. Elijah is back in Trinidad. He went back up, I think, yesterday, and he's a bit disappointed, but he knows, you know, that he came back and he offered his services to them. He did his best. You know, and he's carrying. He has a little injury. He's carrying too. So but it's good that he came back
and he made the effort.
Yeah, he made the effort, which was good.
Definitely. I'm still heartbroken. I'm telling
you. I know.
Because let me tell you, this year I had no doubt that Grosley would have been in that final for sure. But that is football. Somebody says, Ken, send congratulations to VIS for what you must say. A great tournament. What I must say is a great tournament, and to the teams in the final, the best of health and good luck. Ed Bathray of Marcusson, what are your sponsors?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Ed. You know, again, Marcusson, big sponsor, big support to veterans football. You know, the guys are really enjoying it. I think this weekend, you know, Marcusson will play a major role in the excitement, you know.
Yeah, in fact we're giving, I have a 6-pack of Marcusson.
Is that an energy drink for?
When I come there, everybody have Marcusson. Yeah.
And then we'll continue to you know, treat the patrons, you know, as you walk in with a nice ice cold Marcusson. It's going to continue for the finals. You know, so it's gonna be fun, you know. And thanks again to Marcusson. Yeah,
I actually have one. I have a 6-pack downstairs. We gave it away since last year, and we said this was the last week for people to claim it. We have it downstairs. Veterans is on tonight. Viewers, we are giving away a 6-pack of Marcusson, so stay tuned.
And with the 6-pack of Marcusson, we can give away 2 grand finals tickets.
Yeah, all right.
So you get Marcusson 2 tickets.
Very good. Somebody says the Super Bowl of football.
Yeah,
that will be really nice. Somebody says I'll be I'll be opening the gates this weekend for football. Wow! Nice, so a lot of hype, a lot of attention given to the competition. All right, so 488-0929 is the WhatsApp number. This is not the number to call, but the WhatsApp number is 488-0929. Junior, I think we can put the telephone number on the screen now. Do you have a question in mind? So we can give.
Well, a simple one. I think probably
that's for the tickets.
Yeah, for the tickets. Who is the top goal scorer in the tournament so far?
Wow, St. Lucia. Of course, you could win a ticket to the final this weekend if you can call us at 451-9788 and tell us who is the top goal scorer in veterans football this year. All right, good evening. You're live. How you doing?
I'm all right.
All right, somebody's calling the WhatsApp number. The number to call is 451-9788. Do you have an answer for me? Who is the top goal scorer? 2018-2019 veterans football.
Oh, his name is Rato. I know him as Rato.
You know him as Rato? I don't know him. Where is he from? Where is he from? Grozele?
Is that a family member? What's the rules of the...
He's playing for.
He's playing for FIFA Central. Well, I have to pass it on to Mr. Malakat. I mean, that's a nickname. Let me tell you.
Well, the nickname is very important, you know. Yeah.
Most people know you as Rato. So.
Yeah, so I guess, well...
Alright, okay. Alright, so what's your name?
Boy.
Boy? What boy? They can't be Miss Rato because you would know the real. Hello?
My name?
Yeah.
Can I give it off air?
Junior, let me tell you, that might be risky, you know. Hopefully you're still on the line.
I'm there.
Okay, so hold on, and Junior will take your information.
All
right, congratulations. You want to tell us where you're calling from?
Castle Central.
All right, so who will you be back this weekend?
Who I'm back in?
Mm-hmm.
Lancers, of course.
Lancers, of course. All right, well, congratulations on winning, of course, and hopefully we see you this weekend supporting. Yeah. Well, you'll be in blue, right, for Lancers?
I will be in blue.
All right, congratulations.
Well, people might be saying that's why we're in blue.
Let me tell you, no, Lancers put out the right team. But yeah, definitely, Rato. You know, sometimes Leighton Sunday. And there are so many times that when I'm speaking to people, they mention everybody else by name. They would say Earl Ball Auction. They would say the full thing. When is Rato?
Rato is Rato. But let me tell you, this guy, he's a really skillful player.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, a running off the ball and the touch,
the movement,
that ball. Oh,
over the years,
one of the goal in the valley. From a pass from Oh boy, that was exceptional. You know?
Yeah, you were saying over the years.
No, over the years he has been an instrumental player for St. Lucia too. You know, on the national team, and he's a very quiet personality.
Yeah.
know? But he does his job.
Definitely.
All right, so
good talent.
So definitely the lines are open, so you could call us. You can call us if you want to make a contribution to the program. Tell us what you thought of, or what your thoughts are of Veterans 2018-2019. We've seen a dynamic in terms of what's happening in St. Lucia right now. I'm wondering if it's a trend. Central Castries won the under-14 competition, the football competition. Central won that competition. We're seeing Central in the finals of another competition. So we have the under-14s and we have the young and the not so young from Central Castries. Of course, we look forward to seeing what the other competitions will bring. But we've seen an interesting dynamic developing in terms of our local scene.
Would somebody say is Trevor Crazy Daniel just an exceptional coach?
Hey, well, he coaches both
that's what it is.
And of course, we spoke to him last year. We see him with the football there for those
and that's his work, you know.
He actually has been doing the developmental program, the academy, and he's one of those who couldn't wait to play veterans football, and so when
he has a major impact.
Yeah, when people say, "Boy, I'm not supporting veterans because they're not supporting the young people," I'm wondering, okay, have you met Trevor Crazy Daniel? Have you met so many of these individuals that do both? Have you met Sean Curtin, who has working with VSADC, he's always on the ground at the youth games, and he's playing veterans. I mean, not everybody you cannot expect everybody to feel the same.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, very interesting. 8 years ago when we started the tournament, you would not find a lot of development programs around, you know. And I told people one of the reasons I started the veterans program, because there were a lot of talented players just there doing nothing, and you need to sometimes take care of the veteran players, you know, get them to a certain level where they're happy, they want to give back. Because if you're not happy and not enjoying what you love, you would not go and give back to the youth, you know. You must enjoy, you must take care of yourself first before you can give back. And I think that's what has happened. And when you look around, a lot of the programs right now are the veteran players as part of it.
Definitely. You know? All right, so before we give away your next ticket, Junior, let's put the number on the line on the screen again. I'm going to give away a 6-pack of Mackerson, and I want you, the person who can call me and tell me the full name. Now, I don't want the nickname. I want the person's full name, including the nickname in the middle. For instance, we have Earl Ballhog with us tonight. If you could give me the full name of the coach of the successful team that defeated Central VA4 in the semi-final, you win yourself a 6-pack of Mackerson. Twatinom for you. Twatinom. 6. Twatinom for you.
And we're not saying Dave Pascal.
We're not talking about Anthony Duboville and thing. Yeah, so if you can give me the name of the coach who was successful in defeating the Central, the VA4, in the semi-final, I will give you a 6-pack of Twatinom. All right, good evening. You're live. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, so could you turn on the volume of the television and listen to the phone?
Yes.
All right. How are you doing? Where are you calling from?
Castries East.
You're calling from Castries East. All right. You've been following the competition closely?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So give me the full name of the coach that won and defeated Central VA4 in the semi-final. This is for a 6-pack of Mackerson. You need to think about it and call us back?
Okay, I'll call back.
All right, 451-9788 is the number to call. 451-9788 is the number to call. Tell me the name, the full name of the coach who was successful at defeating Central VA4. Good evening, you're live. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Miko.
Oh my God! Best I give you the 6-pack now.
Alin Alex Posh Providence.
Absolutely. Alex Posh
Providence.
Let me tell you, congratulations. What's your name? Let me make sure I take your information first. What's your name?
Neville Florence.
Merville Florence?
Neville.
Nerville.
Neville.
Nerville.
Ville
Florence. All right. Congratulations. Of course, you will be at the final on the weekend, right? That's Sunday.
I'm already at the finals because we've won the finals.
Wow, that's a bold declaration. Okay, so I'll be putting a 6-pack in my trunk for you. So could you tell me, because this is the question I was going to ask, and that is an even more difficult question to answer. Could you tell me the last time that Sir Alan Posh Providence coached the team and lost?
Well, that's a very difficult question because he has been one of the most successful coaches in Miko after Cornelius Butcher. I mean, these guys have created wonders in the football development of Miko. Unfortunately, Sir Alan Posh Providence was kind of suspended from the football arena for the past year or so, but his dream and hope was always to take back Miko football after Cornelius Butcher. So I am expecting immediately after the veterans football, Sir Alan Posh Providence will take the Miko team itself and come back to win the Black Hat.
Yeah, that's your hope. We'll come back to win the Black Hat.
What he said they won.
But honestly, he has been a very successful and experienced coach. I think coming in against Mr. Belas, I mean, who have been involved in youth football, he knew what to expect from the Viewfort Central team.
Yeah.
And I think he was very much prepared. Unfortunately, he came in with a veteran team at the quarterfinal stages, but he had been in the back door. Let me just alert you guys. He had been in the back, always giving his assistance and advice. I think it was a very tough game. Had like a little bit of oxygen. The best penalty was saved. But I think all in all, it was a very good game between this. I think this was the finals.
Yeah, it was a very good game. Yeah.
Well, somebody would say they expected the final to be Grosley and them. So, yeah. So, I mean, I expect Miku to come out. As a matter of fact, I was making a point to Mr. Malakan that I thought, in my estimation, that there were more people from Miku in the Viewfort than the Viewfort.
And just unfortunately, you even had the Viewfort, the Viewfort people actually supporting the Miku team. I think Apa being his own talk show host in his ghetto vibe thing, brought in a number of players that Viewfort have not even seen at the stadium in ages. They were all there and actually maybe not supporting Miku, but supporting Apa.
Yeah, let me tell you, there had a lot of people shouting Apa. Let me tell you, I know the man nickname now. Because I was standing on the line taking pictures and I was hearing so many people just calling out his name when he got the ball. So obviously he's one of those that is loved and he did his thing. I mean, there were times you could have seen boy mid bun, but you could have seen he was doing his thing for Miku, carrying the old flag high. Let me tell you. So what's your expectations this weekend? You say victory?
I think Miku is going to win. Maybe as a footballer as well. Miku has a very talented and a very skillful defense. Miku's defense, I think, is the strongest area on the field. Those guys played like...
Yeah, they played well. They definitely played well.
Defense, I think, is the best.
Definitely.
With the experience of Conrad Evans and Kelvin Agalo Samuel, along with Guy George, which is also a very good midfielder. I mean, I think they're going to put up a show, put up a real fight with Lancers. Lancers need to prepare themselves because it's not going to be an easy game for them.
Well, thank you so much.
It will be a nice final. It will be a nice final. I saw the Lancers goes in the game.
Yes.
I mean,
Lancers played very well.
Lancers dominated towards the end of the game. The goals were not so attractive. I think some of the goals were too easy.
Yeah, Grosley had a poor defensive show in that night for sure. We had some real points. All right,
but it's quite right too.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations. We took your name down and see you at the final. Will you be on Saturday? There on Saturday as well? For the plate? Oh, you're there already, as you said. All right. Congratulations, and you'll have a 6-pack of platinum to enjoy yourself. You will say.
No, I think he was on point because I think that Miku has a very strong defense. I think they play very compact and it's very hard to break them down. So Lancers have a very tough job in trying to break down that defense.
I'm pretty sure persons from Central Castries are listening and they're viewing. Come on, somebody from Central Castries, surely somebody is saying, come on, Central and Lancers, pro Lancers, they definitely going to win because we're getting persons that seem to gravitate towards Miku winning that game. All right, good evening. We have a caller. Good evening, you're live. Ready for contribution?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are you all doing?
Blessed.
Okay, let me tell you. Daniel said he would win.
Trevor.
And you all laugh at the man.
Yeah, I laugh at him. I'm going to tell you. When he said he was going to beat Grosley, I laughed my boy out, as they say.
Them fellas train morning and afternoon, you know, for senior footballers.
Yeah.
And I said, Danny, I said, them bars go fall. They tell me, Ricky, you know me. I said, we go and beat them fellas and go and win that cup. So I know them fellas. They heart into it. They are no big stars. They have guys who are consistent.
Yeah.
And that is what I beat Grosley.
Yeah. That definitely. And everybody seemed together. Everybody seemed to be playing as
like a family. So you see, they supporting each other.
And even another player that came in, Clyde Henry in the midfield was absolutely brilliant.
You must remember the sub, you know.
What?
The fellas, Lancers is the sub, you know.
Sub, yeah.
That's
24/7 football.
But on a different line, Malakan, Alvin.
Yeah. Oh, he's having some difficulty here. Yeah, but go ahead.
Listen, the referee too poor.
Referee is saying that the
referee is very poor. Alvin know who talking.
Yeah,
Bolog, you know who talking. Yeah. The referee, the quality of. I trying to understand that, and I trying to say after everything, the coaches, even though they win, they still complaining. That's a veterans football. That's fun.
Yeah.
And that's why Alvin and them organize it. It is fun for us, you know. And when I came and watched 2 games, like quality standard. There you football, you know.
Yeah, the refereeing, some of the decisions. Yeah,
because I saw finals where a team win and a ball passing a goal. Simple things like inspecting the nets and them things.
Not being done.
True, but that's why we probably need you back.
But Alvin, the fellas kick me in my face. You see, because we need that. We need the support. We need, because Alvin putting out the finance. We need to give the people what they put out.
The
quality.
Yeah, and that's very important.
Everybody standard growing every year, you know.
Yeah, the standard is definitely growing.
Every year people follow it like it's hot bread you're selling. A man say, "Ma, we are Saye." For fellas living catches in droves.
Yeah.
True.
And that's the thing. That is what we hungry for. Catches have not one facility to host a sitting down, you know.
Yeah.
And if catches had one, I know 2 games in Castries, we have to do better.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Alvin, congratulations. So far, we almost at the apex of that now. And I wish you all the best.
So what's your prediction? What's your score prediction for that final?
2-1 Lancers.
2-1 Lancers?
Yeah, 2-1 Lancers.
Okay. All right.
If the fellas play how they play against Gozley and whole team at bay, them fellas winning that.
Yeah, they played well.
Because the fellas played with their heart and soul. Bolog know that.
Yeah, they did.
We've Scottish to dominate luckily. We don't know the best.
Yeah.
All them fellas played big football and them fellas just beat them fellas.
Yeah.
Because determination wins.
There's a lot of determination. Yeah.
But I hope the referee is good because when it's starting, what time?
6 p.m. Saturday, 6 and 8 Saturday, 5 and 7 Sunday.
Yeah, 6 is the third place, 8 is the final for the plate on Saturday, and the 5 on Sunday for the third place. That's Grosley Central J4.
And just come by the Oxford Bollock and walk inside.
That's what you and Malakan discuss.
I know to get Alvin, mother. What is there? Alvin, I think I'll make it this. If you fought, yeah, man, that little driver will kill nobody.
Yeah.
But all the best, gentlemen. Good job again, and let God blessings both of you all.
Thank
you so much for your contribution. I mean, I just had to spoil it and just say, come on, nobody from Lancers believe Lancers, and there you go.
But it's good to see Castries football coming back.
Castries football definitely is reviving, and I've said it. When you pass there on a Saturday morning, you see the amount. When the surface is not being rehabilitated, you see the amount of young person.
So that's what veterans football does.
That too. Okay. All right, we have another call. Good evening. You're live. Go ahead for contribution.
Pleasant good night, gentlemen.
Pleasant good night, sir.
Malikan, just let me congratulate you as you come to an end of your tournament. Job well done. You know, I really need to commend you, and also to thank you for paving the licensed, playing field for me as I'm about to kick off, my tournament.
DJ Dunga Mackerson Cup.
I can't wait. Correction, Kenson, is the DJ Dunga
Invitational. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Stand corrected. Because everybody wants to play in that competition now.
Yes. Despite the challenges I have ahead of me, I'm quite ready. As a matter of fact, we're having our press launch on the 5th. That's next week Tuesday from 7 p.m. at Plants Place in Dennery, and also the draw. So the teams will know which team they'll be playing and which teams will be playing the first set of games. Malika and my trophies and my yours. Okay, so take that back.
I hear you. So definitely. Yeah. So I'll see you on the weekend. Definitely see you on the weekend, and then after that,
I couldn't be there last weekend, Malikan, because I was kind of busy. But definitely I'll be there this coming weekend.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution.
It will be fun.
Definitely. All right. Somebody says, how come I'm not seeing highlights of the All Blacks versus Beaufort? No, we showed some briefly. I wasn't able to get to Beaufort on Sunday for that match, but we showed some of what we have there briefly. Somebody says, I hope Malacan is having a motorcade for Denry after we take our cup. We have somebody else on the line. Good evening. You're live. Go ahead for contribution.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
I just want to say hats off to Malacan for a successful tournament. I am just disappointed that we didn't get enough matches in Beaufort.
Wow! You did not get enough matches in...
No, Kenson, I did not. And I think
the bulk of the matches?
I think you should know who you're talking to.
Yes, definitely.
So I have already dealt with Malacan about that.
Wow.
On numerous occasions, I must say.
Wow.
For the tournament.
No, seriously, because from December we were supposed to have gotten our matches in January. If quarterfinals were supposed to be in Beaufort, I was disappointed in that.
But Babia Valley have to get their share too. These people love their football. Let me tell you, some people there.
Yes, but they travel down to Beaufort.
But we go in there this weekend. All right.
Oh, don't worry. Like I said, I'll be there. The gates will be. I'm always early, but I'll be even earlier this weekend. So
it will be good to see you.
Let me tell you, I know exactly where to find you. I know.
Yes, you know where to find me. Don't worry. I know you know where to find me.
And I think Saturday might have to bring a jacket for me.
Let me tell you, you had a beautiful pic tonight on our show. I mean, the standard is raised once I get that picture. So definitely, she's going to be opening the stadium. She said that earlier, and I believe her for sure.
Yes.
Who you have winning? Who you have winning before you go? Who you have winning that final?
Hey, my team went out early, so it doesn't matter. Since I'm from the east, I go with Miku.
Okay, all right. Good luck, Natalie. Thank you so much.
And I guess your team was CARICOM Masters, right?
Yes. Yes.
No, that's true.
So sad. So sad.
Yeah, Bolo, you sabotaged them before.
After all that, to get you all there, imagine that.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, then.
All right, good night, Natalie. All right,
Bye-bye.
see you very soon, of course. Natalie there, let me tell you, she's always at football, basketball. Always. She's just a sports fanatic. All right, we have another caller. Good evening, you're live. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Say that again?
You know, Lancers has never beaten me good.
Lancers has never beaten me good?
Yeah, last year Lancers never beaten me good in that. Yeah, remember that you beat them in Brazil when you had the group stage.
Yeah, that's true, you know, but I think it's going to be a good final.
All right.
I hope Lancers bring it home this time.
Okay, so you don't think there's a first step for everything?
This year I didn't play because of where I live in. If only Babu ever said I will play.
But Grosley, they have Grosley, they have Leclerc, they have so many clubs to get part of.
No, I do not play for Grosley. Grosley is a biased team. Grosley have many players on the bench still and they play the young, so Grosley believe in speed, that is where they lose. You see Lancers was knocking the ball around, Grosley believe in speed, you see they play the younger side.
I actually think Grosley knocked the ball around too much and Lancers was more direct. Lancers was more direct in attack. Grosley was moving the ball around, but Lancers played more of a direct game and that worked out for them.
On the bench and stop playing on the field.
Alright, so you will play next year for sure.
Yeah, next year Babuna was playing.
Well, organize the side. What prevented you from organizing the side in Babuna?
No, because I want to go home. It's a trouble because when I was in Brazil last night, it's trouble to go home. I have to sleep match all the time.
Okay, all right, I understand.
If only Babuno as a team, I will play. I will stay out until I die.
Well, let me tell you, Babuno need to get themselves together because they need to be in Blackheart. They need to get the club license in terms of the organization, the clubs together, and I mean, we need to see Babuno back in football. So you probably need to be a part of that development.
But I just feel when I complete.
You need to be part of that development, my boss. You can get it done.
Yes, I should be part of Shamrock.
Alright, thank you so much. We have.
I know who's talking. I need to be part of Shamrock. Then I go and join Professor King. Professor King will not go nowhere. They'll go because they have a bias coach.
Okay, well, all right. Yes. That's your opinion. All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
Professor Kings did very well this year. We didn't even get a chance to talk about the plate.
The plate, because Professor Kings did well. Professor Kings, I think from the time they defeated CARICOM Masters, they just went straight up, you know. Yeah, you know, and I think the matchup with Labrie would be, it was a nice one. You know, I think just Labrie just getting the better of them. You know, and Labrie, I think, is really trying to rebuild, you know, and they're hungry. I think they're trying to prove something to Labrie Connection.
But let me ask you a question then. So if Labrie goes on to win the plate, would they have had a more successful or better campaign than Labrie Connection?
I think mentally, you know.
mentally,
because you would have won something.
But Labrie Connection beat us.
Yeah, Labrie Connection, I guess, is still part of the main championship. Yeah. But that's what the football does, and that's why we created the plate part of the tournament. You know, to allow football and allow the teams to continue and have fun. And when you play in the game, you don't really distinguish between the plate and the main championship, you know.
It's about winning.
It's about winning a title, you know, and that's what makes it exciting, you know. And I came up with the plate, you know, and I sat down with the late Brian McDonald after we came from Barbados, and I saw the excitement when the teams are playing in the plate tournament. You know, and you know, seriously, you don't even see the difference, you know. And I just figured, you know, we can introduce that in the St. Lucia. It has worked well, huh? It has worked well.
So we'll have to give that ticket, the other ticket away on St. Lucia Sports Online. We'll do that giveaway because we're really out of time. Final words from you, Mr. Jean?
Well, once again, disappointed, you know, but looking forward to the next tournament already. You know, I know that Malacan is working hard on the project. I call it a project because it's continuing and there's a lot of evolving to do with this tournament. Veterans will get bigger and better. I know Malacan's head and his brain keeps working, and he's one that always look for the proper input, you know, to get things organized. But I'll be there to support. I'm here to support veterans, and I'm here to support Malacan and all that he's doing. So it will get better, and I'm asking the public to keep on supporting because it's amazing what's going on in the Valley and in Viewfort when you watch the support from the crowd. Just keep on coming and support, and we will return the favors, going back to the communities and helping the young ones, you know, get on a better footing for the future.
So Malacan?
Yeah, I think it's been a little modest, you know, but then, you know, there are a lot we're working on. The links that he has introduced me to has really expanded veterans football locally, regionally, and internationally. There are some, you know, nice international things we're working on. I think if it comes, you know, to the front, I think it will be big for St. Lucia, you know, and the region as a whole. I think right now we are the leaders in veterans football in the Caribbean. I can proudly say that. You know, we are ahead of Trinidad, not in talent, but in organization, and teams looking at us.
And the Trinidadians are begging for a international masters tournament in St. Lucia because
you know, so but it should be fun. I think this weekend, you know, the tournament is poised for a fantastic and both in the plate and the main championship. I'm encouraging everybody to come out and support. You know, I think you'll be entertained, you'll be enjoying, you know, good football. We have our an entertainment package for you with Mystic Masqueraders, you know, Kuya, Umpa, you know, so, you know, we want to put on a nice show this weekend. So it should be fun. You know, again, thank you to our sponsors, Caribbean Alliance, for being there for 8 years. Flow, National Lottery, St. Lucia Distillers, Peter and Company Distribution, Radio Caribbean, Vibe, C.O. Williams Group of Companies, South Shoe Store, you know, St. Lucia Sports Online, Subway, Harris Brokerage, Alwyn. Yeah, thanks for the support. We're giving away some TVs this weekend. So, you know, so all the sponsors who make it possible, you know, it's what veterans football is about. You know, it's about giving back and just enjoying it.
All right, congratulations. Definitely thank you for coming, of course.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Home. Thank you so much for giving back to football. St. Lucia, of course, a couple messages. Let me just get through it. Somebody says it's getting bigger and better. Yes, I hope that prizes get bigger too. TVs this weekend. Just come in, you will see. Somebody says all black veterans will give Labrie something to talk about. Of course, that's on Saturday. And just somebody says, hey, Kenta DJ Dunga Marcus Cup is hyping up nicely on the East Coast. A big up to Dunga. And of course, somebody says, we will win. We pray hard. As I always tell them, don't argue. That's from Central Cash Trees. Somebody from Central Cash Trees. Somebody says, I want a 6-pack. You're too late. You were supposed to call. And of course, many more messages coming in. All right. Thank you so much, St. Lucia, for welcoming us into your households tonight. Of course, we really tried to give you all as much coverage of what's going on in St. Lucia in sport as possible. On behalf of our entire sports team, I'm Kenson Casimir. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Let me go, veterans. Let me score the goal. Veterans come out to play. Come out to play. Come out to play. Come out to play. Let me score the goal. Veterans leading the way. The veterans in town, we don't come here to clown. When you see we touch down, tell them youngsters sit down. When we on the field, don't take we for fool. Cause we coming out to score our goal. Veterans kick it and kick it and kick it in the goal. Veterans kick it and kick it and kick it in the goal. Let me score the goal. Let me go. Veterans come out to play. Come out to play. Come out to play. Come out to play. Let me score the goal. Let me go. Veterans leading the way. Veterans in town, we ready, tell them to come. Get in position, call the whole battalion. I want you to hold it, veteran, we are number one. We doing what we love, that's why we are champions. Veterans kick it and kick it and kick it in the goal. Veterans kick it and kick it and kick it in the goal. Let me score the goal. Veterans come out to play. Come out to play. Let me score the goal. Veterans leading the way. Home to them. You know which week it is representing for the veterans. Dude!
We can't wait for carnival, drinking rum and getting on, roaming all over the town. That is how we are with fun. Ooh yeah. Well, foreigners from all over, coming down to Grenada. Yes, they like in the job. Yes, they like in Spice Mass. Ooh yeah. Grenada's money where they can't wait for us to come. They can't wait for us to come. And you come. Flip the rum, bring the girls. They can't wait for us to come. Boy. They can't wait for us to come. got 2 girl, got 3 girl, 4